Not gonna lie, dude, I'm kind of sad.
Because they lost?
No.
Because the season's over?
No.
Well, if it's not because of those things, then
Leaf Space Monica got engaged and I didn't even get a chance to ask.
You ready? Big news. What? Seriously?
No pigs yet.
What? What was he doing? Wow. Bring him on. Beautiful.
Last LFR of the season, let's make it a good one. Leafs lose 4-1 to the Montreal Canadiens. We're not off to a good start. And I don't really want to talk about the game linearly, like this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Let's talk about a few key points and then we'll reflect. Brian Gionta was boss, had 2 goals. His first was a beauty and he could have even had more. The Leafs disallowed goal later in the game. Come on. If you're going to call it no goal, just say inconclusive, not it didn't cross the line. Because looking at the slow-mo and the still images linking the underbar, it looked in. But hey, it wasn't the worst call made against the Toronto team that day. Have you met the Blue Jays? And of course, Matt Fratton and Joe Colborne both making their Leafs and NHL debuts. Colborne picking up his first ever NHL assist and point, and probably one of the easiest of his career. Passes it to Kessel. Kessel takes it way up ice, dangles everyone, shoots, scores, that's it. I like during the Leafs TV postgame show that he kind of had good humor about it, you know? Like, no, I think I took it end to end there. But in the end, the Leafs lose their final game of the regular season to the Montreal Canadiens. And since the Canadiens won, they're now taking on the Boston Bruins in round 1. Although purely based on the way Philly's been playing lately, I think I might have started Alex Auld in this one. So let me pose this to Habs fans. Who would you rather face in round 1? The Flyers or the Bruins? Or does it matter? Alright. Now, Leafs fans, it was a hell of an interesting season, and I'll probably end up doing a bigger season recap at some point. After all, I'm going to be working on the Leafs Plays of the Year for MapleLeafs.com. But there have been tons of stories. Leafs starting the season 4-0, the devastating injuries to Phaneuf, Armstrong, and you gotta look at Jaguar too. You take your pick with the Toronto Marlies call-ups, I mean there are 1,000. James Reimer, perhaps most notably, Nazem Kadri, Joey Crabb, Darryl Boyce, Matt Lashley, you just go through the list. The role Twitter played this season, like with Darryl Boyce and his crazy nose, or Joffrey Lupul losing and finding his phone. And every season the fans seem to find a fan favorite, and maybe none more than this guy just bought his game-used stick. Timmy Brent was on the Marlies last year when he wasn't injured and came on to the Leafs this year to play on the PK and block some of the hardest shots in the entire NHL. Brian Burke making huge trades. The Beauchemin trade, the Caberlet trade, the Versteeg trade part 2, and of course the epic playoff run that fell just short. Single tier. And now there's lots of question marks going into the summer. Like for example, when is Brian Burke gonna step it up and sign Mike Vigamanith to a lifetime contract? Lots of Leafs and Marlies need to be re-signed. Reimer needs a contract, MacArthur needs a contract, Shen needs a contract, just to name a few. But it just seems, for the first time in a long time, there is actual optimism. At the end of last season, it was kind of like, all right, well, we got a young team and I can kind of see what they're trying to do. But a lot of young Leafs stepped into the NHL this season and proved they belong. Matt Fratton was a runner-up for the Hobie Baker. Jake Gardiner and Joe Colborne look like excellent young additions to the team. Lupul has looked fantastic with a top 6 that has struggled at times, and he's battled injuries this season. And there's a new goalie in town who's put up better numbers than any Leaf goaltender since well before the lockout.
Optimus Rhyme.
And it seems that fans finally have a reason to hope. Couple things on a personal level. I loved the Leaf Space live chats that we did this season. Chatting it up with you guys for every Leafs home game for the first half of the season, and then they got so good that we just did them for every game. And of course, even though I'm not done there, it was my first full season at Leafs TV. Learned a lot and still learning. And it's hard to say goodbye because I'm not saying goodbye. I'm still going to be doing playoff videos.
Not on the Leafs, but let's not split hairs here.
And I can't end the video off without saying a huge congratulations to Leaf Space Monica. You guys might have heard what happened during the second intermission at the ACC last night, but let me help you out. So they always do this crazy goalie race. A bunch of guys dressed up in goalie equipment. They race around the ice and they body check each other, and it's crazy and it's fun to watch. Well, after the race is done, the lights dim and a voice comes on that says, "The blue goalie has a special announcement for the ACC." Guy takes off his mask and his goalie jersey. He's got on a tuxedo underneath. It's Monica's boyfriend. He gets down on one knee and goes, "Will you marry me?" Leaving every single unmarried guy in the Air Canada Center going, "Dude, how do I top that? You're killing me!" And she said yes. Excellent way to end the season. So that wraps up the final LFR of the season. LFR4, this was the 4th full season of these videos. Do you believe that? They haven't improved at all. And to think it all started as this kind of hands-off passive thing where I just yelled into a webcam and people watched. And then you started commenting and we started interacting. Debating, arguing, laughing, discussing, making jokes. And now I've met so many of you in person and you're friends of mine. And I get this at the end of every season is, are you going to do them next year? And yeah, I see no reason why not to. I'm a mess without you. So for the last time this season, thank you for watching. Add me to LeafSpace.com, Facebook, and Twitter. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let you end the season, dude.
Oh, really? I can, with the thing. Oh, well, it's about time he gives me a chance to talk. You get to hear this guy babble all year long. Meanwhile, I'm just...
Man, I hope they re-sign him.